So this is the second video I've done today, and kind of similar content, honestly. But I've been wanting to do this video in particular since this summer. Sorry, I don't know what's going on with my hair. I'm so sweaty. It's like so hot in here, and I'm sorry about the bounciness of the camera. Anyways, the thing I wanted to talk about is the experience of getting an aortic valve replacement. When I found out that I was going to have my aortic valve replaced, there was no information online about it that I could find, really. No experiences, how it felt, what to expect, nothing. Obviously, it's always a better option to talk to your doctors and get expectations from them, but since they haven't personally been through it, it's different. It's always nice to hear the point of view of somebody who's been through it and who has done it, and their feelings and thoughts afterwards. So I thought I would talk about that. I have another video that goes in detail about why I had to have it emergently replaced. Basically, I got endocarditis, and I had, a lot of vegetation on my aortic valve. I had a couple of days to think about it and get scared about it because we had to wait for the infection that I had to be a little bit more clear before they were going to go in and replace my valve. Otherwise, it just would have got infected right away again. So I freaked out that whole time. I was really, really scared. But honestly, I had a really great surgeon. They did their best to answer all my questions, and they assured me that it was, it was a serious issue and it was a surgical issue. It was the only way to fix it was surgery, but it was fixable and they didn't expect any problems. So, as I remember it, and now it was like 6 months ago at least, so not everything is so clear, but I had been on the regular cardiac floor at the time. They informed me, like I said, they gave me 2 days, and the 2 days before the surgery, they just told me to eat like as much protein. Well, I should add, I have chronic nausea and vomiting, so my nutrition was crap. In my time in the hospital, I lost 45 pounds. I was down to like 110 or something like that. So they wanted me to eat as much protein as possible and just eat as much as possible, and which is really hard for me because I wasn't keeping much down. But I don't know if that's typical for everybody. I think it probably is. Like, you need a lot of protein. You need to be as strong as you possibly can going into surgery, since it is an open heart surgery. The way they did it for me anyway. There is a way they can do it that's not open heart, but I guess either they can make 2 very small incisions or 1 larger midline incision, and it just depends on your anatomy and the doctor's preference. And with me, it ended up being a larger midline incision. Anyway, so the morning of the surgery, well, obviously, the whole nothing to eat or drink 12 hours before, blah, blah. The morning of the surgery, I remember they brought me down and went through all the, the usual every surgery thing. You sign all your consents. Actually, I think I signed the consents a day or 2 before. And it was nice because they kept coming in. The surgeons came into my room probably 6 times over those 2 days to make sure that I didn't have any questions and, clear things up and, make sure everything was okay. And what they told me was, after the surgery, make sure that I have people bringing me food, whatever I want, from wherever I want, as much as I want, and as many visitors as possible afterwards and stuff. Really important. So, the morning of the surgery, they got me all back into the operating room, and I just remember saying, the last thing I said to the surgeon was like, please be careful. Do a good job. Be careful. Anyway, when I went in, I had a central line in my neck at first, and it was like a regular triple in the catheter in my internal jugular, and I had that because I don't have good venous access anywhere, and that was just what they could get when I had been admitted to the hospital several weeks earlier. I think a normal person would probably just have a couple, probably 2 or 3, just regular peripheral IVs in their arms. However, he said to me, the surgeon said to me, like, oh, we're going to put something bigger in there when you're under. And when I woke up, I had some kind of huge, I don't even know what it was, some kind of huge catheter coming out of my neck. I'd never seen anything like it before, but it was really big. And then I also had a board of basically 6 different IVs together, and they all went into my artery, so I had an arterial line placed while I was under, so they could keep everything under control. The surgery itself, I don't remember how long it took, a few hours, I think. I woke up in ICU with the breathing tube still in, and in a lot of pain because I have a really high tolerance to pain medicine due to some like chronic issues. So I was wiggling all around, and I remember the nurse telling me, like, stop that, you're gonna end up back in the ICU because you're gonna rip out your your sternal wires and everything. Eventually they figured out that I was just in pain, so they gave me some more pain medicine, and then I wasn't awake enough that they could take the breathing tube out, which is horrible. Breathing tubes are just absolutely terrible. So, you're coughing or whatever, and they take the breathing tube out, and then at that point, at least I could speak. And I had a big incision here. Yeah, there. That actually a lot of it is healed already. And it looks pretty gross. And then I also had 2, I guess, pacer wires, I think that's what they were, attached to my heart, so that while everything was inflamed, they could basically control my heart rhythm and stuff, like with a joystick, like a video game kind of thing. And then I had a chest tube. I only had 1 chest tube, thank goodness, because that was pretty horrible too. And then obviously catheter, and I think that's it. So the first day, the day of the surgery, I didn't do much. They were just working on getting my pain medicines under control, which was a big issue because they didn't know me. It wasn't my normal hospital. They didn't know that I was normally on pain medicine, so they had to up it a whole lot to get me comfortable. Finally, I got under control, and they were really good about it. The next day, they had me sitting in a chair and walking, which was so hard, with especially with the chest tube in. I didn't realize at the time that the chest tube was causing so much pain, but it really was. I think the day after that, they took the wires out, which was scary for me because they just yanked them out and they were directly attached to my heart before that, and just the idea of it scared the crap out of me, but it was totally fine. It didn't hurt. I didn't even feel it. It was really hard though, just going from the bed to the chair. Oh, and the catheter came out also the first day. The bed to the chair to the bathroom, that was major I mean, I felt like I ran a marathon just doing that, and it's just so painful and so hard because, I mean, it's your chest. You have to learn a whole new way of moving. You can't push yourself up with your hands when you're getting up. You have to, like, cross your arms in front of your chest and use your abs, and, I mean, I don't have abs. Well, I do now, I guess. I didn't have abs at all, and your abs and your leg muscles to push yourself up. It's really hard. And then, you know, they had me walking in the hallway after that, still with the chest tube in. I think it was about probably the 4th day they took the chest tube out, and that was the scariest part. Because, I mean, it's like that thick, and it's up under your ribs, and it's really painful, and I mean, it's just really scary. It didn't especially hurt, but it definitely felt weird, like some kind of weird suction feeling as it came out. But once it was out, walking got so much easier. And I know everyone says that, and that, like, all the nurses would say that to me, and before that, I was just like, I don't really think it's a chest tube hurting me, because it didn't feel like that's what it was, but it was. So after that, they got me walking the hallways a little bit more. I had a longer stay in ICU than most people do. Most people, I think, are only there for maybe 3 or 4 days. But I wasn't healthy going in. I was septic. I have a lot of chronic health issues. Even my baseline is not healthy. So they had a lot of things that they had to correct. And endocrine issues and stuff that were really messed up at the time. So I was in there for about 10 days. And then, like, most people are discharged within about a week, but I was in ICU about 10 days. And then up to the regular cardiac floor for another week or 2. But basically, the biggest thing is just getting up and walking and forcing yourself to do it, and learning how to get up without hurting yourself, because they close your sternum with, like, basically crisscrossing wires underneath your skin, and any motion that, like, pulls your chest apart, you're in danger of, like, just ripping that whole thing open, which is not cool. So it's difficult to, like, just get used to doing that. And, I mean, that's pretty much it. If anybody has any questions, they can, like, contact me. But I just know that I wish that there was a video like this when I was getting mine done. I really wish that there was. Most of all, like, just remember, you'll be okay. It's hard and it's painful, but it's not... I mean, it wasn't nearly as bad as I thought it was going to be. You know, for being open heart surgery, it seemed pretty darn easy. Like, you know, it seemed pretty crazy that I was laying on the table with my heart open, and 12 hours later I was walking around ICU. So, yeah, that's that. Hope it's helpful to somebody somewhere. If not, well, I feel better because I told the story, and I don't think I ever really told that story before, other than maybe to my kids. But that's it. Take care.